Actors are born. Glenn Close, A Portrait of a Legend.
Welcome to Actors Are Born, the podcast that delves into the extraordinary lives of cinema icons. Today, we shine the spotlight on one of Hollywood's most versatile and magnetic actresses, Glenn Close, a woman who has embodied fragile heroines and unforgettable villains with the same intensity, leaving an indelible mark on the history of the seventh art.
Born on March 19, 1947 in Greenwich, Connecticut, Glenn Close did not have a conventional childhood. The daughter of a celebrated surgeon, William Taliaferro Close, she spent part of her adolescence between Africa, particularly the Congo, where her father ran a clinic, and a strict Swiss boarding school. This formative experience gave her a unique perspective on the world. Hers was an aristocratic family, but her path to acting was not immediate. For a time, her family was part of a religious group called Moral Rearmament, an experience the actress has described as all-consuming, and which, she says, taught her a great deal about the ability to act. Her true artistic training began at the College of William and Mary in Virginia, where she graduated with degrees in theater and anthropology. From there, it was a short step to the stages of New York. In the 1970s, her talent flourished on Broadway, where she received wide acclaim and prestigious awards, including a Tony Award for The Real Thing. It was in the theater in 1982 that she first played a role that would remain in her heart for a lifetime, that of Albert Nobbs, for which she won an Obie Award.
Her film debut came in 1982 with The World According to Garp, and it was a dazzling start. Her portrayal of a feminist nurse immediately earned her an Oscar nomination. But it was with The Big Chill in 1983 that her face became known to the wider international public. In Lawrence Kasdan's film, a generational cult classic, she plays Sarah Cooper, one of 7 friends who reunite after the suicide of a university classmate. Her character is a welcoming and melancholy figure who acts as the glue for the group of disillusioned friends, representing the point of balance and the historical memory of their youthful hopes. This performance earned her a second Oscar nomination. 2 years later, in 1985, we see her in the thriller Jagged Edge. Here, she plays Teddy Barnes, a lawyer who, convinced of the innocence of her client, Jack Forrester, played by Jeff Bridges, accused of his wife's murder, agrees to defend him. An intense relationship develops between the two, further complicating a case already full of doubts and lies. Her performance is the driving force of the film, showing the strength and vulnerability of a woman torn between professional duty and passion.
But it was in 1987 that Glenn Close established herself as an icon, playing one of the most disturbing and memorable characters in cinema history, Alex Forrest in Fatal Attraction. Alex is a seductive and unstable woman who, after a one-night stand with a married lawyer, played by Michael Douglas, develops a destructive obsession. Her performance is terrifying and masterful, and the character of Alex Forrest entered the collective imagination. So much so that in the United States, the saying "bunny boiler" was coined to describe a vindictive and violent person with an ex-partner, in reference to one of the most shocking scenes in the film. For this role, she received another Oscar nomination. The following year, in 1988, she gave us another unforgettable performance in Stephen Frears's Dangerous Liaisons. She plays the wicked and manipulative Marquise de Merteuil, a woman who, in a perverse game of seduction and revenge with her former lover, the Vicomte de Valmont, John Malkovich, weaves cruel plots against innocent young people. Her Marquise is a masterpiece of cold intelligence and wickedness, a woman who uses sex and deception as weapons to dominate a world ruled by men. This role earned her yet another Oscar nomination, consolidating her fame as an actress capable of exploring the darkest areas of the human soul.
We then move on to The House of the Spirits from 1993, based on the novel by Isabel Allende. Here, Glenn Close plays Furla Truba, the sister-in-law of the protagonist, Clara. She is a complex and tormented character, a devout and severe woman who develops a deep and almost morbid bond with Clara, coming into conflict with her brother, Esteban. Her performance, although in a supporting role, is intense and moving and adds another nuance to her incredible gallery of female characters. A project that Glenn Close was very passionate about is Albert Nobbs, released in 2011, but which the actors had been trying to bring to the screen for decades. Here, she steps into the shoes of a woman who, to survive in 19th century Ireland, disguises herself as a man and works as a butler in a luxurious hotel. Albert lives a life of solitude and secrets, dreaming of opening a tobacco shop and finding a companion. Close's performance is extraordinary for its delicacy and its ability to convey the deep sadness and repressed hope of a soul trapped in a fiction. This role earned her a 6th Oscar nomination.
Finally, to demonstrate her incredible versatility, in 2014 she joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Guardians of the Galaxy. She plays Nova Crime, the leader of the intergalactic police force Nova Corps, an authoritative role of great responsibility, which the actress herself has defined as a great role model, especially for the fact that a woman is at the head of such an important force. But who is Glenn Close off the set? Perhaps not everyone knows that she's a second cousin of the famous actress and model Brooke Shields. She's also a great animal lover and has a very active Instagram profile where she shares moments of her daily life. Another curiosity related to Fatal Attraction, Glenn Close still keeps the prop knife used in the film, hanging in her kitchen, an ironic way of saying, "Don't mess with me." Despite her 8 Oscar nominations, she has never won the prestigious statuette, a record she shares with actor Peter O'Toole.
From Broadway to Hollywood blockbusters, Glenn Close has proven to be an actress of extraordinary talent and depth. Capable of moving from dramatic roles to over-the-top characters, she has given audiences performances that have gone down in cinema history. A true legend whose career is proof that sometimes actors are not only born, but become so, with study, passion, and an infinite capacity to put themselves on the line. Thank you for following us. See you on the next episode of Actors Are Born.